All new episode of Carolina Sports Talk starts now.
Can y'all feel that? Can you feel that thing that's oozing out your doggone hands? That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Can you feel that?
Welcome back to another episode of Carolina Sports Talk. It's your main man, Big Cliff. As always, thank you for tuning in on your favorite podcast app. Next time, tell your smart speaker, play Carolina Sports Talk. You can hit us up on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook at Carolina Sports Talk, or to be a part of the show, hit us up on the Carolina Sports Talk line, Cliff at carolinasportstalk.net. DJ High Star in the building, as always, my dog.
No intro today.
Listen, we're just jumping straight into this. I mean, the type of energy and adrenaline that I got pumping through me right now for several different reasons. Welcome in, as always, my main man and yours, DJ High Star. What's goody with it, my dog? I got to give you one more time. You know what I mean?
Listen, dog. You normally quote it, but I'll go ahead and say it now. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without some dope sports to step to.
Literally.
Listen, no, but we like you, and like I said, you normally say it, but it's been a while since I seen you, bro. It like honest in this space, we have
no. I'm gonna take it one step further. It's for all of our listeners out there. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube.
Let's recap.
Everybody on Facebook.
Let's
we appreciate you guys for being out here with us. Janelle, we got to jump straight into it. But so like my dog, this is my boy. So for y'all who don't know, High Star and I have been rocking since like 04, 05 type situation. You feel me? So that's my man's in them or whatnot. In addition to doing the show weekly,
one of my mentors when I came to college.
You know what I mean? And so in addition to doing the show weekly, we typically kind of rock and kick it through the week. Now, since we ain't seen the folks since
March,
since we came back from Dreamville. And so I feel like that's the last time I really been around you. You know what I mean? Out here living your best life and whatnot.
So now in reality, you put mustard on it.
I got to put the sauce on. You know what I mean? All of that being said and done, dog. How have you been, bro? What's going on?
Yeah. First of all, is there a round of applause that you get queued up? Because first of all, I'm sharing this. Shout out to my neighbors. All right, right next door. I'm not going to give our address, of course, but I was out there kicking it with them right after work for a little bit. Shared the information about the show to them, so hopefully they're tuning in.
Right.
But listen, let's get to the meat and potatoes of all of this. All right. Yes, Dreamville Fest happened and went down the weekend of April 1st. Man, Usher, Drake. All right. So look, I will tell the audience this real quick short story. Carlos, what's happening? And Carlos, we still got a round of exercise to get in the grass. You know what I'm talking about. But anyways, listen. So yeah, it's all good. Carlos knows what time it is. Listen, though. So I will say this. Everything involved with Dreamville Fest, awesome. Usher, Drake, J. Cole, mini stampedes, plural. All right?
Multiples.
Y'all hit me up on the side about that. But everything considered, I had Patriot Patty with me, my sis. And we just had a very, very good time. Now, listen, though, real quick, Big Cliff, because I shared this with you. I'm going to share this with our audience. We saw Usher perform Saturday night. The guy's 44 years old. Sunday morning, before we go out to the Dreamville Fest, festivities, I ordered Creed on Amazon Prime in our Airbnb while you graciously
paid for it.
I paid for it, right? While you graciously made us a nice frittata and all of that stuff.
Yeah, whip it in the kitchen
brunch.
Like I tend to do. You already know.
I try to give you credit. Yo, so between Usher, Jonathan Majors, and Michael B. Jordan, bro, pause. I told myself I got to do some sit-ups and some push-ups when I get back to the Queen City, bro. Like it's ridiculous.
Feeling a little inadequate with the older ones with the abs.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Usher, breath control, performance level, all of that, crazy, bro, crazy.
I mean,
So
this man does do shows on roller skates, though. So
that's what I'm saying. Like he's conditioned enough, right? So outside of that, though, I do want to also share with you. I went to a Charlotte Knights game yesterday evening.
How was that?
Had a blast.
A-bomb. Okay.
It was a lot of fun. I'm not going front. I don't know what A they are, AAA, AA, whatever. Real quick story. There's a row full of frat bros, like frat boys sitting in front of us. I'm not talking about HBCU frat boys when I say that. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways,
big message.
They looked around and they was like, oh, we don't got no kids around us. Perfect. And dude, like right in front of y'all got two little boys, like brothers clearly, and whatever. So they're smoking their vapes. They're like off their IPAs and all of that, right? Mind you, Charlotte Knights are playing the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Okay.
Division leading Jumbo Shrimp, but go ahead.
Oh, a pop fly, foul ball flies out to like a different section, but it was still in the crowd. The guy, whoever it was, missed the ball and it hits his lady in like the head or something like that, right? So one of the frat boys in front of us goes, oh, he's not getting none tonight. But it was explicit, if you feel what I'm saying. With a lady sitting right next to the left of him with her son right there. Like little boys in the front of him and everything.
Like just giving it up. They was having a good time.
So from there on out, Big Cliff, it was the Red Sea because everybody's faces in front of us was completely red.
Wow.
Charlotte Knights. Shout out to the Charlotte Knights. It was an awesome time experience.
Now I will say I hadn't made the announcement publicly, but I think I'll go ahead and do so now. Yours truly has had the blessing of being able to get aboard with ESPN Radio Charlotte. And I will actually be doing, you know what I'm saying, coverage for the Charlotte Knights games starting tomorrow night, Friday. You know what I mean? So I'll be out there. So
you got to hook up on tickets.
I mean, let me get in the door first. But I'll be out there tomorrow night representing with ESPN Radio Charlotte. So we'll see what's
up, bro. Give yourself a round of applause if you haven't already.
I appreciate that.
I do want to say this though, and this is another podcast for another episode for another podcast. But Ty, happy Q-versary to you, Ty. You know what I mean?
Shout out to 07
y'all my heart. Yeah, y'all my heart. Yo, so I will say this: between stadiums, baseball stadiums, and golf courses, I don't know what's the bigger money laundering scheme, bro. You let me know, bro. Because there's no way that stadium looked that immaculate and that fly, and y'all are the Charlotte. I'm sorry.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I know.
When David Tepper took that money out of the Rock Hill stuff, though,
right?
I mean, it had to go someplace. That's all I'm saying.
Stop it, bro. Stop. But I'm just saying, like it is a lot of money being poured into these stadiums, just like golf courses. So not even at the AA and the AAA levels, but regular levels. It's a lot of, bro, with the pools and the hot tubs and the bar lounge and the restaurants over here. It's super nice out there. So if you're in Charlotte, check out the Charlotte Knights game. Shout out to the Columbia Fireflies as well.
Doc, but if you think about it, and we'll jump into football in just a second, but if you think about it, even like you said, with the Fireflies or the Charleston River Dogs going all the way back to the Rainbow, each game, they have so many games through the weeks and through the season. And each game can have so much cash prices. If you look at like the Yankees, even to something of that nature, how much money in cash they bring in, not ticket sales, but cash from the stuff. Man, they make their money hand over
fist.
Like
concessions and merchandise, you're saying?
Exactly. Because they're paying a little, next to nothing in salaries. Some of these baseball players are making $20,000 a season, if that. You feel me? Especially at those levels. And so, they can afford to have some well manicured facilities and some of the nicer things out there, man. Right. So
shout out to the golf courses as well. Exactly. Listen, like when I get to the golf courses part, there's a whole conspiracy theory. But shout out to Hilton Head, the west side of Charlotte, wherever the players or whatever tournament we be having out here. Yeah.
Right. And not even talking about the Masters in Augusta, where
that's what I'm saying. Move forward
to go to Augusta.
Bro, you know how much I overthink? Stop it. Let's move forward because I will turn this into another podcast. Notice the merchandise too. We fully available. Absolutely. I'm gonna get a DJ Blaze shirt this week because I saw them promoting their merch, but I just wanted to show our stuff off. Quail Hollow. Yes, sir, Ty. Exactly. Quail Hollow.
Yeah. Listen, there's some courses out there, bro, that without doubt. But back to the DJ Blaze. Yeah, y'all go ahead and check them out, man. Gotta get
They
some of their
rocking.
merch, too.
Listen, I kind of put out, like, of course we're sports, but the fact that we're in the same, umbrella or whatever like that, I be seeing their stuff, and I get a light little envious. Yeah, like, yo, nah, we need to. It's just motivating. Put it like that. Now, granted, I know what we have going on as far as real life with, and no disrespect to them, of course, is respectfully, but I know how difficult it is for us to keep feeding the fans and feeding our tribe. But I be looking at them very encouraged, like, okay, they still grinding.
Correct. We out here. Listen, it's the fam. At the end of the day,
That's what it is. And nobody better say nothing about DJ Blaze radio show, for real. Because I'm here. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Period. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. 2 weeks from today, the NFL will welcome in a new cluster of brethren to the fraternity of NFL players. We are excited at the number 1 pick. The draft begins with the Carolina Panthers. There has been much speculation over the last several weeks, and specifically in the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of back and forth on who will be the number 1 pick, with most recently Bryce Young being the one catching a lot of steam, with a lot of pundits from different areas saying that he will likely be the number 1 overall pick. So, bro, let's just jump straight into it. I want to get your opinion, because I know we've talked back and forth lightly. We've mentioned it. I was on my Anthony Richardson train for a little while. And then as soon as it seemed like I settled in on the notion, okay, it feels like we're really going to just go ahead and get CJ Stroud. Here comes all this momentum for Bryce Young. So my first question to you, bro, who should the Carolina Panthers pick at number 1?
Yo, moment of transparency. I really just like group CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Anthony Richardson all in the same pot. Like on some like
Okay.
Not the fact that if we get any of them will be awesome, because let's pause real quick. Let's take it to the NBA real quick. The year that Ja and Zion came out, there were pros and cons about both. However, depending on the type of owner that you are, the type of whatever general manager that you are, you're going to select one over the other. So it's more or less that type of dynamic for me, to whereas what do we want, right? And to me, these are all top quarterback prospects. So it's almost like darned if you do, darned if you don't. Like whoever we pick, we're going to get criticism for not picking the other two.
Okay.
So with all of that being said, though, I'm still a CJ Stroud type of dude. I've put Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young. But again, all 3 of them to me are seamless, like as far as Carolina. And yes, y'all, this is Carolina Sports Talk. So we're about to go in on the Carolina Panthers for a second. Y'all just got to, rock with us. Comment line is wide open. But yeah, Cliff, that's what I think, bro.
So very similarly, to me, it's like a 1A, 1B, 2.1 type situation. I do think that Anthony Richardson is now probably just one hair, like an inch, I guess, if you would, underneath the 2 of them. Although I'm not a fan of Bryce Young simply because of his size, and let's dig into that. My knock with him, I don't like small quarterbacks. And shout out to the Frozen Poet, Frozen Panther, Jason Lee. He hates the guy. He's like, I don't want no short quarterback. I don't care how accurate he is. And
Baker Mayfield was the proof of concept.
And that exactly was what he said. Watching week after week those tip passes being batted down at the line of scrimmage, it's evident. However, many of the draft analysis and comparisons have him likened to an NBA player more so than any other NFL player. Because although, you've got your Drew Breeses of the world, although you've got your Russell Wilsons of the world, who are shorter quarterbacks, both of them have had opportunities. Appreciate it, my boy. Shout out to Dope Digitals. Both of them have had opportunity to be and play at a larger size. They play 215, 210. So they're like bigger quarterbacks. They're short, but they got some meat on their bones. But when you're talking about Bryce Young, he weighed in at the draft or at the combine at 204 pounds. I watched this man play at Alabama this past season. There is no doubt in my mind that the boy is 196, dripping, soaking wet. He had to have had like 16 pounds of rocks in his pockets and or drink a tub of Gatorade before he went out there to get weighed. It's also one of the reasons that he did not weigh at his pro day. Their comparisons that have been most aligned to what they have him was Steph Curry out of the NBA. Coming out of Davidson, Steph was considered undersized. He had a creative ability that said a natural shooter, but lacks the size to be a quality defender and all of these things like that. And as we've seen with Steph Curry, he was able to overcome because they list him at 6'3". Let's be real. Steph's like a 6'1" type guy, 6'2", like if he's wearing some, Jordan 3s. But the problem and the biggest difference for me between the comparison is that in the NBA, you don't have to get 500-pound people running a 3.2 40 coming to hit you. Yeah, they may bump into them, but we know that the rules what they are, and we're not going to bash on basketball yet. So we know that the rules what they are in the current game is what it is. You feel me? And so he doesn't have to worry. Steph didn't have to worry about what Bryce Young would have to. Even though our offensive line is better, they can protect him. He makes smart decisions. At the end of the day, he got folks that's going to try to hit him. He's frail.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this big. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nothing
I was gonna say this. It's been again a while since we've been on air, and you've been talking a lot of whole smiggity smack. We should have a segment.
I'm talking.
No, I'm just saying we should have a segment called "Let's Review Big Cliff's Facebook Posts." You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, because. And I'm not saying that you
old tweets type of thing.
Yeah, because when they come out in real time, I'll be like, oh, that's a dope. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's a dope segment that's gonna be an ill topic. And then you get conversation stirred up under your post and all of that. And then we get on here and then just abandon this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to really pay attention to when that stuff comes out. But nah, you're absolutely right, though. It's like to me, if you had to rank them, or like, let me put it in a better question or a different and more unique question. Who would be the least wanted guys? Like if they, out of those three, the big three, that you would be most upset with or disappointed with?
That's a good question. I don't know that I would be upset with any of the three, honestly.
But playing it safe, y'all, because we haven't been here in a while.
No, because if there's scenarios where I could see all three of them
being successful,
winning,
absolutely
winning, especially with the coaching staff that we've got. I made the argument for Richardson. So even if it meant, hey, we rocking with Andy Dalton for a year, go sign Cam as a backup. We go through another 7-9, 7-10 season. Pardon, this season, you feel me? And the next year, a Super Bowl at that point. But if we get a CJ Stroud, I can see a scenario where we win 10 games. And possibly, or if not a wild card, maybe even win in the South. And with Bryce Young, it's the same. He would probably be my biggest worry, only in being able to keep him safe. But if they were able to do that, the boy has the creativity of a Steph, of a Patrick Mahomes. Even in looking with his processing ability, there's a test that they typically do in baseball with metacognition and recognition, and how quickly you can pick up patterns and see and what you're looking at and process what it is that's in front of you. It happens a lot in baseball because, with a 100-mile-an-hour pitch coming, you got to see it, look at the location, adjust, be ready, and hit the ball.
And make that decision if it's a breaking ball or a fastball. Like if it's
Exactly. And so the test with the NFL Combine is a modified version of that, where they take 6 images, whether it be shapes, colors, whatever, put them on a board, and of the 6, one of them is different. And they measure how quickly you're able to recognize and process which of the 6 are different. In the past 8 years, which is about how long they've been doing the test, Bryce Young scored the second highest overall, only behind Patrick Mahomes. Last year's quarterback class, Brock Purdy scored the highest. And we see what happened with him.
Right. All right. Look, listen, because one of my things about quarterbacks are get the ball out your hands. So if you scoring high on that, listen, he might have just moved up. You know what I'm saying? He might have usurped some people. Like, honestly speaking, that's good indicators. Honestly, I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah, and see, and that's honestly, that's a lot of what has been allowing him to move up. And it's for a while it wasn't public knowledge, but then there's reporters who can't hold their water. So, but it's been told, and the Panthers saw that and have been able to process when they brought him in for a visit. They're going through the top 30 visits, of course. Now they're bringing in Stroud this week along with Will Levis. Why on earth would they do that? But nonetheless, doing due diligence, I guess. But they've had a chance to see him, and it's like, yo, this guy. Now, all of that being said, whoever they pick at number 1, I can almost guarantee you, well, we knew all along who was going to be our guy, and we had him from the beginning. Meanwhile, they've probably gone back and forth about 6 or 7 different times at this point. But I'm not going to be upset with anybody that they bring in. So you guys hit us up on the Carolina Sports Talk line, Cliff at carolinasportstalk.net, or drop in the chat who you think the Carolina Panthers should pick with the number 1 overall pick.
You're a funny guy, man. Nah, that's exactly what I was going to plug in. Like, I need to hear from the fans, and who would y'all say would or should be the number 1 pick for the Panthers, especially my Panthers fans out there, but everybody in general, all of the sports fans. I need to hear from y'all.
Now, we asked who we thought it should be and who we, kind of what we wanted. Who do you think the Panthers will pick? Put your Sports Stradamus hat on for a second, and who do you think the pick will be?
It seems like this deja vu, bro. It seems like we do this. Why do you put it on? Yeah, man. Like, all right.
Because same thing you do with basketball. I realize that, like, both of us, we both know reasonably a good amount about both. But if we're being honest, like, I lean more towards the football, the same way you lean more towards the basketball. So you'll ask me a question about the ball, and I'll be like,
that's because I'm nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of here.
We're about to turn it into a different show.
This is about to be Blaze just now, but nah.
Dog, I might have to keep testing you, but nah, you right.
Here you go. Listen, don't. Look, I'll tell you. So let me peek behind the curtain real quick. Prior to us coming on tonight, you guys, I had a little dust up, if you would, out in the yard. Not me, but some neighborhood kids being kids and young adults, and you know what I mean. And so I had to, hey, get off my lawn, and
they were brawling, y'all. They were brawling in this man's front yard.
Dog, and so like I'm on, you know what I'm saying, at this point. But nonetheless, all that being said and done, one answer real quick: who the Panthers picking? Who will be the number 1 pick in the 2023 NFL draft?
Bryce Young.
I'm going the other way. And a big deal, no thing. I'm going the other way. I honestly think that with all the smoke and I'm thinking Stroud. It's
CJ Stroud.
Yep.
So what is it about Anthony Richardson though that's not going to get him selected?
He's good and had in any other scenario where it wasn't these two guys who were slightly better. Ultimately, he may end up being the better quarterback of them all. But with where we are now, with the moves that they've made, it just feels like that both of those are better selections and have the capability to be more immediately successful. And then the areas that they want them to grow, they can still kind of put it in. If anything, CJ Stroud feels like he may have the lowest ceiling of the 3, which is crazy enough, but he'll also have the most immediate impact, if that makes sense. Again, all 3, any one of the 3, I'm not upset with and we can win with, but we'll see. We will definitely keep an eye on it and monitor it. Again, the draft is in just 2 weeks, so we definitely want to be mindful of that. I think we may have to do a little something special for a new episode Thursday on draft night. I know most people are going to be watching the draft, but maybe we can, do it live on location and have a couple other fans from other teams and get some reactions and things of that nature through
perhaps
part of it.
I'm glad that I kind of withheld this from you because I've been supposed to kind of correspond this with you.
Okay.
So live on air, first time that anybody's hearing it said, our Pro Fight has invited us to the Carolina Panthers draft day party. I have that in mind. Can I get a round of applause, please, first of all? Because, you're lazy with that. Please. Thank you. I'm going to say it again. Our Pro Fight has invited us. It's if we want to go or not. He letting me know. He's like, and you know who I'm talking about, of course, but he's like, yo, draft day party joint going at the Bank of America. So he's like, yo, I thought about Carolina Sports Talk if you wanted to. So, yeah, I'm actually, I thought I was going to text it to you, but I wanted to put you on the spot so I could see your facial expression. No, I'm not messing with that.
No, not even that. So I've been to one before.
We know. Here we go.
You done? But like, I like the environment, the atmosphere. I loved the opportunity to go behind the scenes and go into the locker room, check out the weight room and all of that. But the one thing I did not like about the Carolina Panthers draft party experience was that year that I went was when we drafted Brian Burns. We drafted him with, I want to say, a number 7-ish pick. And so what they did was they had the NFL Network coverage up on the big screens in the stadium. People were allowed to sit on the field. You bring your little tablecloths, or not tablecloths, your little blankets and whatever.
Blankets, bro. Yeah.
If you get your pick in the basket, so let people sit in the stands, the whole nine. It was dope atmosphere. NFL Network was out there. Carolina Panthers fans, make some noise. Everybody was going nuts. 7th pick comes. Who's the pick going to be? Boom, 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 boom. Brian Burns. Yay! Screen off. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all later. Yo, it's a whole rest of the first round still to go. Like, I'm out here stuck. Now I got to get through this traffic to get back to the crib. What's really good out here? If they do that to me when we got the number 1 overall pick, and I can't watch none of the rest of the draft.
See y'all later. Y'all know what the second round is, right?
Bro, now me and Bank of America we got some smoke. Like, I need somebody like Tepper, come out here.
The fact that we have the first round, the first pick is a gift and a curse.
So now I can't watch none of the rest of the first round. You see what I'm
Carolina,
saying?
thank you for coming out.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm all the way good on that, bro. So that's the only caveat as to why
that is a large caveat. And I was thinking, I'm like, you naming all these pros first. Why would that con outweigh? But I could see why.
Big behind outweigh, because it's like, so, yeah, I want to see it.
Exactly. So outside of draft days and stuff like that, the other ways that teams can acquire players, of course, are free agency. Mm-hmm. There's been a little bit of activity going on, right? Out there in my little second, third or fourth home away from
team.
Home. Yeah, but no, not even team, but the home.
But no, that's just city. That's just city. Your people live out
home away from home. The third or fourth one though, because you got to rank them. It's Charleston. You got Queens. Still, that's always going to be up there. Then Charlotte. Yeah, then Baltimore, Murderland.
That's your fourth home. Yeah.
But if you're a Ravens fan, are you feeling encouraged or disappointed or what? How are you feeling?
So for those who may have missed it, Odell Beckham Jr. has signed a 1-year free agent deal worth guaranteed $15 million with up to $18 million in salary bonuses.
7/8 of your contract is guaranteed, buddy.
Right. We'll give you 15, but
not a signing bonus. We're gonna give you 3/4 of this contract.
You got to come and do something and pull up. But no, Odell Beckham Jr. is a member of the Baltimore Ravens. I like it in the possibility that I think it finally gives Lamar Jackson, and I'm on it with these names today. I'm really kind of impressed with myself, Mikey. But it gives Lamar Jackson an opportunity to finally have a validated number 1 wide receiver, not a pass catcher, because we know his tight ends have been that for him throughout his career.
Deep threat.
Yeah, and somebody who's going to be able to be a dominating figure out there. The whole up in the air part about it is the fact that we don't know if Lamar Jackson is going to be in Baltimore. He has expressed and requested a trade from the Baltimore Ravens. He's cleaned out his locker. He has pulled a Steve Smith and told on social media.
I was going to say, put the tweet out there. I done been requested the trade. I let
the boy do what he's doing. Exactly. And so I don't see a scenario, because he's not yet signed his franchise tag. As we know, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. They gave him the unrestricted free agent tag. An unrestricted franchise tag would allow him the opportunity to go and seek. But I don't know if he's going to be there. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. came out today, as a matter of fact, and said, hey, I absolutely believe. Now, I'm not operating on any guarantees from him, but I believe that he's going to be the dog. I believe that I got $1 million in my pocket right now. That don't make it there.
I believe that I'm the best rapper in the world. Yeah.
You feel me? I could believe that, like, I'd beat Mike Tyson in a fist fight. However, the reality of
Zion believes that he's 100% healthy. We'll go ahead.
Yo, I played new for my boy Zion.
It's all about belief. No, go ahead. It's all about belief. Go ahead, because we're gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
We'll talk about him in the big games in a moment. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to be the reality. Even if for some outside chance he does sign that contract, that franchise tag and plays there, he's not really going to play there. He'll be there, and the first sniff of any type of, oh, my leg hurt, yeah, pack it up. He's done for the year. And so it'll be interesting to see if it does. For that possibility, though, I like the move. What about yourself? What you think?
As far as the money goes, I'm happy for Odell. Listen, go ahead, lock in, because although the catches are not the same coming from different quarterbacks, you as the face or as the brand of Odell is still the same regardless. So listen, you get the targets and all of that stuff, that let that be fodder for undisputed and first take and all of that. Like, let the season take care of itself. You have a job right now and you are $15 million richer. You know what I'm saying? I get what he
you saw me going to it, right?
I got, yes. So shout out to Odell for that. Everybody wanted to see him land in a spot where he could kind of succeed at. The Ravens as an organization are not the most storied team as far as a deep threat or any kind of known deep threat. So this will be interesting, man, especially like you said, with the Lamar dynamic, if this encourages Lamar to stay a little bit longer, or if it, he runs for the hills, and like you said, first injury, I'm out for the season type deal. So, but I'm happy that Odell got paid though. Go ahead.
No, I said it wouldn't surprise me at all to see that scenario. Now, also in trade news, do you think that Aaron Rodgers will end up being a Jet at this point?
I think you kind of called it out a couple weeks ago that it's a little shaky, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. At the end of the day, listen, and that good old boys club is just that. It's a good old boys club. So you don't know the bureaucracy going on, who he's ticked off, who he's got under their skin by probably being a little too arrogant and a little too Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? So we got to see. We got to see what happens out there in New York. But one thing for sure, is that the Patriots feeling comfortable. Buffalo's feeling comfortable. Miami's feeling comfortable right now. Yeah.
We're good.
All three of them is feeling comfortable right now.
Who wins the Super Bowl in 2024?
Quick choice.
And a way too early.
Yeah, exactly. Out of a way too early, cold, hot take. The Chiefs. The Chiefs.
All right, I got a hot take.
Of course. That's why you asked me the question.
Set you up and you fail for it. 2 NFC teams that have not sniffed the playoffs in over 5 years will both make the playoffs and make noise this year. Those 2 teams,
like being championship contention.
Yes. The
Could I guess?
Panthers. Okay,
that was the first
Panthers
one.
are one.
And we know it's NFC, y'all. So Commanders.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
All right. I'm trying to take your clues and guess from your clues. So that's all. Go ahead, bro, because I don't know.
The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers will both make the playoffs in 2023.
But no, take it that step further though. That you said championship contention.
Not like sliding in and like
be some noise
last
makers.
week. No, like they're going to
noisemakers.
Yes. The Carolina Panthers.
Y'all bookmark this.
Look, hey, on Thursday, the 13th of April in 2023, I said it. Book it. Let's get it.
All right.
Now, as we transition from way too early championship picks into some championship playoffs kind of rounding into shape in a different sport, man, how about them Lakers, huh?
Yo, bro, can I? Because like I honestly respect you for giving me the platform and you know what I mean, like the space that I have to be able to do my thing and like and talk NBA as freely as I do. I really appreciate you for that. But can I at least introduce this thing, man? Like I don't.
You know what?
You got to start like that. Let me know though. Let me know because I'm ready. All right. So the playing game started Tuesday, April the 11th. The Hawks started off beating the Miami Heat 116-105. And the Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers, took care of the Minnesota Timberwolves 108-102. Today is Thursday right now. So yesterday evening, the Bulls edged out the Raptors 109-105. And the Thunder beat the Pelicans 123-118. So moving on to tomorrow evening, we're scheduled to have the Bulls play the Heat in the 8th seed game. And the Thunder will play the Timberwolves in the Western Conference 8th seed game. So that's the lay of the land right now. I don't know where. Like, okay. I'm not even gonna play with you, bro. We can start with the Lakers. I need you to evaluate the end of y'all season and that play-in game for me real quick. Don't step on my toes either, because we did some pre-production. Don't step on my toes, bro.
Oh, I'm finna crip walk on your toes. But the Los Angeles Lakers have done what many expected them to have started the season doing. They're looking like a professional basketball team. The deadlines, the trade deadlines that were made, the acquisitions that have been acquired since that point have really turned this franchise around.
Oh, you mean Rui? Go ahead.
Rui Hachimura, because I was working on my boy name. I got to put some respect on him. When he came off the bench, he provided a spark. The German, jumping straight to the end of that game, he hit an amazing three-point shot that was clutch. If we can play like that, the first 3 quarters was trash. They played like they felt no respect for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I see why. But we cannot play like that moving forward and expect that that's a caliber of basketball that will win anything substantial. It's not going to. They do have the potential, if everyone plays to their maximum, to be competitive in the playoffs. All of the period. Next question.
Next question. Are you ready for the smoke? You know what I'm saying? I got to be the Max Kellerman to your Stephen A. I got to be the Shannon A. right now because let's just talk about it. And like I said, we talked about this in pre-production a little bit, but however, okay. We I went over the playing games for the audience and for Carolina Sports Talk Nation. However, and shout out to Dope Digital is representing for Laker Nation. However, all right, relax. However, we didn't talk about the Rudy Gobert sucker punch to his own teammate.
Nor
who we call Slowpoke, or like the league knows affectionately as Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson. But go ahead. You said nor what?
The player that broke his hand in punching the wall.
Let's get into that. Absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, you're right, though. So we have Rudy Gobert, your starting center that you traded last year from Utah for all of this equity and whatever. And also my man name that broke his hand. I want to get his name McDaniels. Right. Okay. So McDaniels breaking his hand just out of frustration because of how they played. Yeah. Then a lackluster performance by Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns fouling out as far as y'all game goes. It was put on a platter for the Lakers, so I could see how Lakers fans would be upset with the outcome, even though it was a win. But like the Dennis Schroeder, LeBron, ice veins, ice water in my veins.
In front of the Minnesota bench.
Bro,
I'm just saying, it literally took
front running.
I went back and watched a replay of it. Doc Rivers' son, Austin Rivers, was the one that was like, all right, bro, keep it pushing. And like literally kind of give him a little back mush, like, yo, keep walking. Go ahead on. You're good. We see you got it. And then Anthony Davis, in the dumbest of moves, ends up fouling a three-point shooter on an attempt that wasn't even close. The game could have been over then. But no, we've got to. Okay, see, here it comes. I wasn't going to do it. But now I have to. I acknowledge the goodness. I acknowledge the
because you was gonna leave the spice up to me, but you said
I wasn't doing
a good enough job. Go ahead.
We didn't deserve to win that game last night, bro.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Dope Digitals, I'm about it. Tuned in.
I mean, we didn't deserve to win that game.
And Ashton too. Ashton is tuned in as well. A lot of Lakers
absolutely
fans on here.
Without doubt, this Laker team needs to step up to another level. Do they have the potential? Do they have at least the cast of characters who has the potential to be competitive in playoffs? Yes. The first round, we're playing the number 2 seeded Grizzlies, the team that I said from the beginning of the year that I wouldn't be surprised to have seen them take it all the way. Ja already said, yeah, no, we good in the West. We just worried about Boston. You feel me? And so all that being said, that's the team that we think we can just go and pull a Draymond and them boys and just wake up and automatically it's playoff time and now we're going to excel. No, that lackluster performance of the first three rounds, what am I talking about? In the first 3 quarters will not do anything except get us swept against the Grizzlies, bro. And so, no, we didn't deserve to win that game. Another thing that last night showed me, without doubt, there is no doubt in my mind that after the, and I'm shaking the whole screen, he's shaking the table, that at the end of this season, LeBron James and Anthony Davis will no longer be teammates. It's a wrap, B. Like I said a couple of weeks ago, that we know that that what it was said about, I was just upset that we weren't winning. And no, you was mad because you found out that day that LeBron tried to trade you for AD. You ain't really feeling it. And their chemistry has not been the same since then. When they're on the floor, when they're on the bench, when they're in practice, they're not the same teammates. And as a result, there's no doubt in my mind. Even in that post game, if you peeped it, it's the small things that matter. I mentioned it when I knew Troy Aikman, and with the way that he was talking about them playoff games, I was like, oh, he is gone. 2 weeks later, he's leaving Fox and he's at ESPN. Anthony Davis was walking past an interview being conducted by the German and Dennis Schroeder and LeBron with the little young lady. I don't even know who she was. And LeBron was throwing some shade in earshot where your man AD heard it and was like, he basically said, yeah, he hit a big shot and I thought he was getting ready to, it was about to be a game winner till Anthony Davis had a brain, not a brain fart. He called it something, but basically he was throwing shade. And AD was walking past, climbs into their interview, doesn't look at either one of them. Y'all, my fault. I made a mistake. That was my bad. I own up to it. I did it. Ooh, and walks off. Like, yo, this bro is
soap opera
not
at this point,
here.
bro. Soap opera at this point. But
bro, he is not here
at
for
what
that,
point
man,
do y'all? At what point do y'all accept that y'all asked for this as Laker fans? Like, What?
No.
What?
We as Lakers fans did not ask for this. I ain't never wanted LeBron James on our squad. I begrudgingly accepted this man.
Let's be objective.
Listen, I'm not talking about the LeBronites. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Bronny fans. The average Laker fan was like, yo, he here, so if he gonna participate, like, pull up. But we ain't never been like, no, embracing him. I ain't like the majority of the fans. And y'all, listen, if I'm wrong, Lakers fans, chime in, let me know. Were y'all like wanting this man and like excited? Yeah, we got LeBron. It's like, yo, all right, we got LeBron. What are you gonna do? You better come ball. He brought us a championship in the bubble. Shout out. We appreciate that. You feel me? It is what it is. It counts. Yeah. You know what I mean? We had 17. Yeah. So, but no, I never wanted that man there. Right. I don't want this drama because I knew exactly what we're experiencing every year, having turnover, every year having to remake the roster, every year at the trade deadline, deciding, okay, who coming, who going. Like, no, I want continuity. Right. I have consistently, and we as a franchise, we have collectively said we're at a position where we're ready for this guy to be gone and we're ready to move forward. And so, I ain't, you know, we wanted that. Your girl Jeannie wanted that because she thought he was gonna bring some chips, but meanwhile he got one, missed the playoffs in extra time.
And for what 5 years now has kept crypto.com sold out or whatever like that. So definitely she probably wanted that.
No.
I mean, like, granted, like, of course they're gonna sell out. They like the Yankees. They're an institution, but LeBron helped the economy.
It don't hurt nothing,
right?
The dollars and cents, the bottom line ain't been,
absolutely
been suffering. Yeah,
so look, we're talking about a 7th seed right now in the Western Conference, bro. All right, cool. Respect to y'all. I'm glad. I'm happy for y'all. But let's go through this real quick, y'all. Denver, of course, locked up the number 1 seed. Memphis Grizzlies, as aforementioned, locked up the number 2 seed. Sacramento Kings at the number 3 seed in the West. Phoenix Suns, kind of with a little bit of momentum at the end of the season with Kevin Durant staying healthy. They're at the number 4. The Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers at the number 5 seed. Golden State Warriors, number 6 seed. Again, the Los Angeles Lakers are at the 7. And right now, the 8th seed is Minnesota, the 9th seed is OKC, and the 10th seed is New Orleans. So they did their play-in vibes, and y'all know what that's indicative of. Real quickly to the Eastern Conference, we have the Giannis-led Milwaukee Bucks closing out the season in number 1. Boston Celtics right behind them with a 57-25 record at number 2. Philadelphia 76ers number 3. Shout out to my boss and everybody up there in Malvern, PA. Cleveland Cavaliers at number 4. My New York Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go! All right, so we're at number 5. The Brooklyn Nets, right across town rivals, are at number 6. Trae Young, that might be something to touch on. If there wasn't so much going on, I might bring him up, but I don't care about him that much. But they're at number 7, Atlanta. Miami, the Heat are at number 8. Again, Chicago Bulls at number 9 and Toronto Raptors at number 10. This is also, of course, indicative of those playing games that we've mentioned. Out of the teams from the East and the West, give me 1 or 2, perhaps. Shout out to Yada Carson. And real quick, shout out to Chalmers Burgess. Big shout out. We see y'all. But give me 1 or 2 teams from each conference that you don't see going the distance. Because we always ask people, yo, who do you see making it? Who can we just edge out and just cancel out? Just get our feelings out the way, Big Cliff, and be done with it. That definitely is not going to go.
In the East, and you're saying going to the chip or get out the first round?
Yeah, making some noise and exactly. I was like between the conference championship and the championship.
I don't see the Nets making it out of the first round. In the East, I'm willing to book that they won't. And in the West, I want to be this guy so badly. I'm going to be this guy. The Los Angeles Lakers will not make it out of the first round.
Say less. All right. I mean, that's good. What do you feel about my Knicks first round matchup with the Cleveland Cavaliers? How do you think about that?
I think that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to seeing the most, just simply because they're basketball players on both sides of that ball in that matchup. And the Cleveland Cavaliers quietly got some shooting. They got defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see it either way. Is your boy healthy for y'all?
Julius?
Is Julius like where is he at?
He missed it. I mean, he missed the game where Brunson went off for like 49 points or something like that. He missed that game, and like we won. We put 40 up on. I think it was the Cavs, honestly. But yeah, he missed that game, so I think he's out right now.
Okay, then yeah, I'd probably see y'all taking that dub too. Come on, okay, just come on to the sideline with us. You know what I mean? Celebrating the offseason. Good job, made the playoffs.
I'm about to say, great season. Jalen Brunson showed that he's worth the money. He's valuable, but like you said, like honestly, and it's not even me hedging anything like that. I don't forecast or expect to see us do too much damage. I wouldn't be surprised if we get past Cleveland, but
it wouldn't shock me, right? But it wouldn't shock me to get.
But the East has some beasts. Let's not get it twisted. The East has some beasts. The MVP. It's like a 66% chance to me that the MVP is coming out of the East. So
I'd give it almost a 70%.
Yeah.
If Joel Embiid doesn't get it this year, it's a travesty and it's a farce at this point.
That's what they meant by the process in Philly.
Trust the process.
Let's get him an MVP and don't care about anything else with the organization. But anyways, let's move forward a little bit real quickly. Want to pivot down there to the Bayou. You know what I'm saying? There was a while ago when I was listening to your man Jay-Z and he was like, bullets breeze Bayou like Louisiana, man. And I never got that as a youngin'. But then when I got into my
and then your rap bag.
Yeah, I recently finally, bullets breeze Bayou. But anyways, if y'all haven't realized yet, we talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. I want to bring this up because Zion has recently, of course, signed his extension, and he's going to be in New Orleans contractually for the next couple of years, foreseeable years. But he has some static going on with his personal team, medical team, and what the team, the actual Pelicans, are coming out and trying to, affirm. They're saying that, look, he's healthy. He can get out there and get busy. His peoples, including his stepfather, is like, nah, he's not. If we got to put it on a scale, he's 99% healthy, but he ain't 100%. from the horse's mouth. Zion does a post-game interview, and he goes, "Man, y'all, I'm gonna be real. I love the game. Y'all know I love the game, but I just don't feel like Zion out there right now. I'm physically, I'm fine. I'm 100% physically, but I just don't feel like Zion right now, man."
You want a translation for that?
What? I got mentored by Ben Simmons. Is the translation. What are you talking about?
These beignets is good, and this team suck. I'm not getting out of there risk another injury.
And I just signed, like, now granted, his big bread is going to come second, third, fourth year of this deal. So this year, even though his team is in contention to be in the postseason, he only getting like $13 million, I think, or $14 million this year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Moving forward on the years, you stay healthy and all of your little bonuses and qualifiers, multipliers do what they got to do. You making 30 mil the next couple of years, like consistently. So I can see why his family and his personal team is doing what they're doing, but how much is that hurting your brand? He knows, like at the end of the day, it's sports entertainment. We talk about it all the time. So you know what the moves that you make off of the court mean to your career and to your brand. So they understand these type of press conferences. They understand every word that I say out of my mouth is going to be scrutinized and, you know what I mean, magnified, where people are going to dissect it. So, bro, like, what do you want to do? I love what Stephen A. had to say. I love what Wilbon and Jay Williams, I believe it was, had to say. Jalen Rose even had to say about it. It's like, you have to be dedicated and committed to being in shape and being a professional athlete. All this time growing up even through high school. Yeah, we're going to feed you. You a kid. You know how grannies do. You ate yet, baby? You ate today? Or you come home from college. Your mama ain't asking you if you ate, my boy. Come on. We know how that is. And he from what? Spartanburg, South Carolina? Or he's like
upstate.
They going to make sure he eat. You know what I'm saying? So you growing up doing all that off the free ski, and this before NIL deals, all of that. Go to college, do your thing off the free ski. Now there's dollars on the line for a professional athlete. I will even give, like, Jalen Rose gave credit, and I will give credit where it's due. Draymond Green and Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson even, these are players that have transformed their bodies because they were, like, I don't know, genetically speaking, or like DNA-wise, I'm a end up on the heavier side versus the lighter side, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Like,
they're big bolted.
Yeah, like it's easier for me. My metabolism is whatever. Like, it's easier for me to put on an extra couple pounds. So they actually worked and busted their behinds, where Draymond Green looks slim. Kevin Love looks in shape, like, whenever it's time for the season. Tristan, like, you could compare their rookie basketball cards, trading cards, to their trading cards now, and it's
you can see it in the face, bro.
Absolutely. So if they made that commitment to themselves and to dedicate themselves, as far as, it's the same conversation with Ja, but Ja's stuff is just the extracurricular and off the court stuff. But do you want to be great? How much do you want to be great? How much are you willing to sacrifice to be great? You know what I mean?
I agree with everything you say, but because of that, I want to spin to the other side of the argument.
The money side?
Because not just that.
Okay.
He can't, coming from where he's came from.
Preserving legacy? Well, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Coming from where he's coming from, knowing that, yes, although in high school he played for free, he did not play for free in college. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. He was paid before NIL. He was paid to go to Duke. Okay, it is what it is. When it comes to the investment of that long term, knowing that his money comes at the end, why take the front end risk to potentially, if you know physically you can be fine, but if you're not there mentally, why take the risk now to exclude you the opportunity to even get to that point, when knowing you are not in physical shape right now? You can take that time to continue to sit out. Does it hurt your team? Is it selfish? Absolutely. Is it the best choice for your long-term future? I think it is, to have sat back and not risk that injury for, and it goes to like playing the Madden or the owner version that we talked about, even with me talking about the Panthers and how they should have tanked the entire year last year, but neither here nor there. It's an element of that. CJ McCollum came out and had some comments saying, we would have been a different team, if we had a star, or even like the shade that Anthony Edwards was saying, like, yo, the one thing I would change about this game would be all these players sitting out for load management. And
that's what I'm.
Bruh,
and
so I get it. The passion, the love of the game, the camaraderie. If I can play, I'm gonna go and play. I see that, and to an extent, I've been that guy, and I've been a proponent of that. But at the end of the day, that man is looking about his money. He knows that at any given time, his knees can go bad, his weight can get out of control, and basketball not be there anymore. And so as such, he's got to take care of his body and do the things that are necessary to prolong whatever career that he does have the opportunity to get. I don't think that winning is the most important thing to Zion Williamson. I could be 1,000% wrong, but it really appears to me he worried about getting that bread, and he's going to preserve his body to be able to be in a position to do so.
Awesome point, because that's the God honest truth is the money is what looks to be the motivator right now. If you look at it, he's already lost how many years of his NBA career? 4, 3? Not even lost. I don't want to even. I'm sorry to even put that out there.
Not
like
fully
lost.
maximized.
But he might have played like 114 games total out of the last 3 years or 4 years or whatever, like since he's been drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about their career, look, Zion, there's going to be 2 more Zions that come 2 years from now. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. I'm sorry.
You think so?
It's not like it was a phenom to see him at the college level, but it's Charles Barkley. it's Charles Barkley on juice. It's we have a lot of these shorter big men that are explosive, not as explosive as Zion perhaps, but the fact that they're powerful and explosive, like because I'm 6'8" or 6'9", if I'm Big Baby Davis, if I'm Kendrick Perkins or whoever, I have to use my body, and it's a liability for me to lose a lot of weight. You always had that beef with Cam about him turning vegan and stuff like that. It's a liability for those guys that are shorter to lose a whole bunch of weight because
now you're a tweener that doesn't
that's
fit.
Their value. Yeah. So, but it's a lose-lose because Father Time has not lost. Mr. Injury has
gravity.
Science, exactly. Science is science. You cannot keep throwing 280 pounds of force down on knees and ankles and extremities like that and expect for somebody to stay healthy for, you know what I'm saying, however long or for the long run. So again, I feel what you're saying. My beef with it, of course, is the traditionalist in me and you know what I'm saying?
The passion for the game.
You're just a real man in me, brother. All right, Pip, what do you disagree with, first of all? I don't know what Pip disagrees with. I'm kind of mad that he even put that because he didn't put no context to it. But anyways,
you're wrong.
You know what I'm saying? That's who he is. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like that because it shows like almost like, yeah, we're gonna throw around our power as players, and we're gonna just push this to the limit to show you how much we can get away with or whatever like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, if players play 18, like they're already starting to change some of the awards, right? With the load management thing. So if a player plays 18 games in the season, but he's there for the postseason to really turn it up and them to win a championship, what are we doing to the game? It's trash to me.
It's not new though. If we're being honest about it, I had this discussion with Frozen Poet the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. Harrison Barnes won a championship with Golden State. They said, "Hey man, you're an amazing player. We love what you do, your contributions, but we got to pay these other guys. We need you to take less money." Cuz said,
Sacramento, here I come, or wherever it was. First.
I'm a king. What's up?
Dallas first. Who?
No, it was Sacramento first, and then it was the Kings. And then it was Dallas. But either way, whichever one it was, he has consistently throughout his team, throughout his career, been a contributor for teams that would never win a championship.
It's like he's almost accepted it.
He's gotten paid. Golden State would never have been able to give him the amount of money that he has earned throughout his career. But he was just like, yo, I'm not staying behind. Yeah, I could win a billion championships. I need this money, bro. So I'm going to holler at y'all. There are players littered throughout the history of the National Basketball Association who have done just that, said, yo, I'm going to get this bread. I'll holler at y'all when it's done. And in my latter years, I want to go able to be with a contender.
Right. But do they compound it with load management?
To an extent. It's just the other end of it. It's the other side of the coin. So those who are, yeah, I'm on this team and I'm giving all I have, but I'm going to load manage. But I'm going to be able to, like, LeBron is the poster. Every time I see load manage in my mind with my eyes closed, I see LeBron James, and it's just it's cringy, bro.
Just a picture of his face. All right, here we go. Go ahead to AP if you want to, real quick.
All right, so our boy Alexis Pipkin, shout out to Pip, who's got a show this Sunday coming up in Columbia. I feel like the media has played a huge factor on the mental health of Zion. There was no issue with his style until sports reporters started making it an issue. High Star, I'll let you.
No, because honestly, with comments, and I learned this by emailing DJ Blaze radio show, you can't get all of your context into a comment.
Right.
So I'm gonna show my bro Grace, because I do love him. That's my boy Pip. Thank you for the comment, bro, and thank you for tuning in. Absolutely, I respectfully like disagree with some of that like that mental health and all of that stuff. Again, it became like a hot topic the past 5 years when we're talking about professional athletes and then also Osaka, musicians and entertainers and stuff like that. Like, I'm sorry that I'm so old school with it, but I just look, I don't want to see no players depressed or going through anxiety, but at the same time, we all go through it. So it's like, in your mind, the only way to, like what he said in his interview, to get back to being Zion is to get on that court. Same thing with Ben Simmons. You're not going to mentally meditate somewhere and then just magically, oh, I'm the same player that I used to be back 5 years ago. No, bro, you got to get on that court, get used to the game speed, and you know what I mean? Rock out like you used to rocking out, pause, and do what you got to do. So, but like, again, I appreciate your comment, Pip. What you guys say about it, Big Cliff?
I somewhat agree, though. I think that there's a very fine balance between being able to protect and preserve your mental health. And point blank, I'm not playing because I don't want to get hurt. There's a line. With Ben Simmons, it felt like it was a lot of that, the yips, as they talk about with gymnasts, where, he just wasn't in, it would not be able to do it. Russell Westbrook went through it a couple of years ago when his first year with the Lakers, where boy couldn't hit a shot for nothing. Like, it was like, yo, it's got to be up here because you still have the physical tools and
you are a professional NBA player. Yeah. Like, I know that you've
been doing this all your life.
Bank a shot off of the backboard, but yeah.
And so there's a fine line between the preservation and the integrity of addressing your mental health and just point blank, I'm not playing not to get hurt. And I think that because Zion is of the stature that he is, because there was the hype, and because point blank, people want to see him play.
And I think he realizes how box office he is as well. Of course, his inner circle, right? His stepfather and everybody else. But yeah, I agree. People want to see him on the court.
And so anything, he could be like, yeah, man, I got shot in the leg about a week ago. And then turn around and say, and people be like, yeah, but it was a week ago. Kobe came back from Achilles surgery in 2 weeks. But like, what you got going on? You see what I'm saying? And so like, it's a very fine line that I think it's if they say it, we got to take it as that and leave it alone. Pip also says Ben gives more of the vibe. He's not even trying because he's sick of y'all mouth at this point. Ben's like,
at this, like the way that the NBA is structured. Again, the players have all the leverage. So he like, look, all right, I'm gonna get paid though. All right, send me that check though. As long as that direct deposit hit, I'm good. My people's good. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely feel you. Now with Zion, I'm sorry. Like, with Zion, I think that is definitely, and when they said stepfather, I'm sorry, but I just got triggered. Like that means something to me. Like, it just, I had a picture of like some greedy dude in the background doing the Birdman hand rub. Like, no, don't get on the court at all. But like, I honestly think, what's up, Clyde Frazier? Walt Clyde Frazier?
Nah, no, but that's Clyde
any
Frazier,
relation?
One of the baddest drummers you'll ever see on
okay,
earth,
shout out. Yeah, next time
Center,
you say Big
finalist.
DJ High Star as well, all right? But anyways,
yo
listen. shout you out and not me. But anyways, listen, man. Shout out to you, Cloud Fraser. I'm just playing. But yeah, back to Zion. Like again, I know that I have a feeling that he wants to be on the court as well. Either that or he's just telling us what we want to hear, right? In these press conferences and milking it out until that check comes. Like he might have known already in his head, like Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, like we really not going to do too much this year. Let me just pack it in and pack it up.
Not to mention that that's them boy team. And so now to be able to be fully acclimated into the system, into the gameplay, into the flow, weeks and weeks and weeks that these guys been playing together, and you haven't. Like they got to flow, and so there's so much more to lose because with the little bit of continuity that they have had and been able to do certain things, if he comes in at this moment and they then lose, now I'm the scapegoat. Now it's my fault because he wasn't in shape. He should have been hit a whole season. He had nothing to win in the scenario to be able to come, because even if he came and contributed and they were able to win, the team has been in place before him and without him anyway. And like, nah, I'm not mad at Zion, bro. Sit down, bro. Eat your beignets, my boy. Go ahead and get it ready for the, next season. Summer League, if you decide.
Etouffee, crawfish.
Little corn, etouffee. Yeah, all that. But I will say this. Shout out to my boy Kane, man. Kane is Able podcast on Crux Media. That's my man, too. Yeah. There are certain things that could be said on his show with regards to this, and I might need to take that conversation over here because we family friendly here at Carolina Sports Talk. But like, there's levels to it, and I'm just gonna leave it there. There's levels to the background story you talked about with the stepfather, and with like just so many elements of the things that are there. That there's no doubt in my mind that they have his best interest at heart. Whatever the NBA and or the Pelicans say, they're going to protect him. Okay, so.
Salute. Yeah. Yo, so again, being the general of this NBA corridor and NBA section that we talking about, real quick, put you on the spot. Championship. Who you got as far as winning? I don't need no matchup. I don't need no nothing. Who is your winner right now? Same way that we did with the Super Bowl talk.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Ooh, you think that they like as a team learned their lesson collectively? And no, that is a hot, like mostly you give lukewarm takes and like cold takes. That's a nice hot take, bro.
How you gonna give me props while giving me shade?
That's a nice hot take, my man.
Yeah, I said from the beginning of the year that I felt like this team had what it takes.
I think you drama get it from me from last year, my momentum from last year.
Oh, get out of here.
I think that's how you get it.
Get out of here. But every bit of adversity that they have gone through is behind them. They have. Okay, and we'll go through it and we'll talk about who we think. But you guys drop in the Carolina Sports Talk line, Cliff at CarolinaSportsTalk.net, or if you're watching on Facebook Live, or if you're watching on YouTube Live, go ahead and drop what team you think. Oh my God, the Brownites. Here we go. But they have the continuity and the momentum right now to be able to take it where they need to go. And I believe that it's going to start with a thrashing of my Los Angeles Lakers in that first round. And the league will be awakened that,
like a good tune-up series for them to get them right and on point.
Because how do you start with a team that, 3 years ago won a championship that has quite possibly one of the I know, but
yeah, take that part out because we talked on this show about who they brought through from the championship years. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not even the same DNA. But go ahead.
It's AD and LeBron, literally.
Exactly. That's the cachet of it. We took down Goliath.
But even on the same time, I'm still going to stick with it for the fact that it's the Los Angeles Lakers. The aura around this franchise is established there. Again, you've got one of the top 3 players of all time in LeBron James, another current top 10 player in AD when he's not being Mr. Glass. In principle and in your heart and even on the court, you take down this team in the way that I think the Grizzlies are going to.
The confidence it gives you.
It boosts you to make you feel like, yo, it's like, all right, I'm going to put it in a scenario. You in undergrad, you got the baddest Delta on the yard, and now she your girl and everybody else like, yo, how did he get her? Like, and so now all of a sudden, you feel me, you got a little extra swag on you.
I'd rather not talk about any kind of relationship related stuff. That was heavy, bro. By the way, audience, I'm single, but yo, that was relax, bro.
Yo.
That was content. That was content just now, but I am single.
Message.
Shout out to AP.
Yeah, not the lemon peppers, yo.
Right.
But guess what? And just the same way that Rodman was out in Vegas, out there winning chips.
He gonna get right there and produce, right? When he
All right, let me get that ball real quick.
See, he gonna remember all of the stuff y'all was talking about him this
Every
season.
bit of it, bro.
Them dunks look a little bit
All
more
that
ferocious,
smoke.
right? All
Come
of this
on,
stuff
man.
look a little bit more ferocious after this like therapy that he did down in Florida. This little life camp or whatever that he did.
Y'all don't want it with the Memphis Grizzlies, man.
I like that though. I like that pick, brother.
Who you say?
I was about to say I'm too much of a punk to do it. Go ahead and pick. First of all right, let me give myself time to think about this. But Denver Nuggets champion Nikola Jokic, MVP from who's that? Martell Brown. Okay, shout out to you. I appreciate your comment. And then also Clyde said the Warriors or Celtics / Bucks. He gave 3.
He gave 3 and 1.
That's what we call hedging your bets up here, brother.
Hedging Murphy, let's go.
Oh man, all right. So if all right. I'm just saying this, and I don't even like Draymond. You gotta understand, but the Warriors. I'm gonna just say the Warriors. I'm stepping out of faith. I don't know if they're gonna catch. Like to your point, Memphis is catching fire at the right time. Yo, shout out to my boy Darius. I have not seen you in a minute, and listen, quick story. He told Will's mother happy birthday. So happy birthday, Mama Gilliam. But and I'm like, yo, Darius, I ain't see Darius in a minute. But shout out to him. He says if AD plays up to his potential, Lakers in 6 versus the Grizzlies. I don't know about that. But what I am saying is either the
you give
Warriors,
them the love to be like, yeah, but your point's wrong.
Right. The Warriors or the Warriors or the Bucks, honestly. That was only 2, but I'm still kind of hedging my bets. The Warriors or the Bucks.
Because the Bucks are going into it in the way that they are. I don't trust Chris Middleton. I think Giannis is one of the most dynamic. Now, I respect his game. I don't like him in the playoffs. The year that they won that chip, it's just like, huh? Wait, what?
Yeah, they won it by accident almost. Bobby Portis is over here. Y'all did that off trip championship. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right.
You accidentally fell in and now she's pregnant. But no, so definitely that's what it felt like in a lot of ways. But that I don't trust them at all. I don't trust them at all. So who did you say though? You said Warriors?
Warriors or the Bucks is what I say. Let's show some love to my boy Pip because again, he's an ace, but still, he knows that he affectionately gets on my nerves. But anyways, he put Celtics versus Lakers finals, and then he put Celtics versus Lakers finals, and then his next comment was, "Is my desire to see." So his desire is to see the Celtics.
Hey, you're back above my Neo, bro. Listen,
but I appreciate him tuning in again. And all of y'all, honestly, we appreciate y'all taking the time out to tune in with us. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us. Go ahead, Big Cliff.
Listen, this is Carolina Sports Talk. It's your man, Big Cliff, sitting in with my guy, DJ Highstar, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and of course, you checking us out on your favorite podcast app. Bro, right before we get off of basketball, man, the NCAA championships were held.
Oh, here he go.
You know what I mean?
Step into my shoe because I wanted to give you some impromptu big deal no things, but you're probably gonna do the same thing. Go ahead, bro.
No. I yield the floor to you in basketball, my good man, as I prompt the board for this impromptu big deal no thing. Go for it.
Because it's been a long time since we have talked, y'all. As y'all know, the NCAA championships have concluded, and the women's NCAA championships have concluded with LSU taking the women's championship, led by a bunch of controversy. But shout out to Savannah's very own, the rapper Camouflage, rest in peace, his daughter Flage on the LSU team. But also we have what is Angel Reese, probably one of the most trending names in the past 2 weeks that led her team. And then she's from Baltimore. Shout out to Bodymore. Her first cousin or her cousin actually plays on the men's UConn basketball team who took home the championship. So a very cool storyline there. But my big deal no thing comes from the storyline, of course, of the women's basketball game. It's been talked about ad nauseum. It's been at the top of every headline, and I would love to see y'all contribute here in our comments here, Carolina Sports Talk Nation. But big deal, no thing. The trash talk and stuff from Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark in the waning seconds of the game, the end of the game, after it was undoubtedly decided that LSU was going to take it home. And if you'd like to give context, feel free. But big deal, no thing.
I'm gonna say no thing.
I'm going to say big deal.
All right, so I guess it comes back to me now. No, I say shout out to our guy E. Tyner, man. This Carolina Sports Talk correspondent. My man is working a night shift from nowadays, so you know what I mean. We had a chance to get him on in a little while, but we're gonna have to fix that, bro. Shout out to E. Tyner, bro. Good to see you, man. We miss you.
Absolutely.
But I say no thing because I get the hype. Caitlin Clark, oh, she cooked the Gamecocks. She been smoking all season. Oh, your girl, Angel Reese, she's a baller. She got a little edge to her. But in reality, if these were guys, it doesn't even make the middle page. It's no thing. It's not a big deal to me.
Listen,
I say that simply. Also, I get what they do to raise the profile of women's basketball. They are, in fact, great basketball players. I'm still salty, bitter, mad, and disgusted with the lack of anything other than that weak zone and allowing Caitlin to just go to the bucket every time against the Gamecocks. You feel me? And so, they didn't deserve to be there in the first place. We saw what happened to LSU when they played the Gamecocks earlier this year. And so, just the whole thing just is cringy to me, bro. And so that in itself with the drama and the you can't see me, it's trash talk, bro. Everybody talks to you too little and all that. It's not a big deal. It's not a thing, man. It's not
so you were thrown off ever since South Carolina was out of it. The crazy thing is I had a shout out to Darius. He says no thing is competitive fire, and I agree with that as well. I had a funny feeling before the Iowa game, because shout out to Coach Staley, she's always humble, and that she was leading up to that game because she knows what it takes. But for a lot of the points that you said, and Darius, again, to a certain extent, I agree with you, bro. You're right. It's competitive. We've all grown up in competitive sports, and we know what time it is with that. So I do agree with you to a certain extent with that. But for a lot of the points that you elocuted, Big Cliff, I feel like it's a big thing. So the spotlight on women's college basketball, and it's going to bring me to my next topic as well. So keep that in mind. But the spotlight on women's college basketball and the profile has been heightened, of course. There was a time where Pat Summitt, Gino Auriemma was the face of women's college basketball. Now the players are starting to become the face. Yeah, you had your Maya Moores, Diana Taurasi's, and stuff like that in the past. But now, Aaliyah Boston had a year prior to her last year of press and of media and stuff like that, right? The year that Asia Wilson and them dominated, her and Dawn Staley was so instrumental to women's college basketball that year because they put a face to this sport and really, okay, this is who's on the court. This is our product that we can market. So now the NIL deals, as they spoke about Angel Reese, I think she's making over $600,000 before she even gets into the draft or whatever through NIL deals. These girls are doing a lot of stuff. So for that reason, I say that this is a big deal. Also, of course, you caught the guys in the attention of Jill Biden, our first lady, respectfully, because I respect the office, right? I respect the position. And I'll leave it at that. It's not that I disrespect anybody, but I respect the office of president and the first lady's position. So respectfully, you caught her eyes. Go ahead.
Yeah, just to elaborate for those who may have missed it. First Lady Jill Biden, in discussing the accomplishments of the national championships obtained by the LSU Tigers women's basketball team, said that she felt like it was a really competitive game and both teams should be invited to the White House, both the Iowa Hawkeyes as well as the LSU Tigers. They both did such a good job. Let's bring them both by. And Angel Reese wasn't having it.
I was about to say, can we call it what it is, though? Because it wasn't just Angel Reese. Can we call it what it is? It wasn't just Angel Reese. And what I won't single it out and say just all of Black America, because there's just a lot of people that think logically were appalled as well. But everybody kind of took a gasp and was like, "Yeah, excuse me."
Hold on, we don't do that. That's not what we don't do that here. Like, shorty, you knew what it was, and we know why she wanted them there. But Angel was like, "Yo, you want them there? They can come. We're not coming. We good." Right. And so I get why, but I just wanted to give that context for those who
absolutely. And I, like I said, I respect you and Darius, and also Alexis, kind of minimizing it to just trash talk, because that's what it was at the end of the day. These girls want to get on a big stage and really perform. When you're performing at an elite level, whether it's with yours, whether it's with men, whether it's with LGBTQ or whatever, you have to reach a next level past your skills to get to that, to get that edge on the opponent. So the skills alone is going to get you there, but it's going to be something extra that's going to get you that W and get you that victory. And you can't like rely on skills. So I think, and again, the cachet of the women's game was heightened this year because of course, the extended dominance of South Carolina basketball. So these other teams, Notre Dame, and I'm bringing them up in a second, but Notre Dame, Notre Dame, Iowa's of the world with Caitlin doing her thing, LSU's of the world, Stanford's, all of them Miami, was like head hunting. No, are we not scared of them? We head hunting. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have something else to get to real quick, and kudos to give, but I did want to highlight Aiden or Pip's question. It says, was the school wrong for not backing her? I don't know if he means LSU or Iowa in that situation. Let's use conjecture. Who are you saying that he means? LSU with backing Angel Reese?
My assumption is that, and I say no, because at the end of the day,
but what is there to back?
It's trash talk. It's an opinion. It's perspective. Yeah. Like, let that ride. Right. I do want to address your point just before you head over to the next topic or to your next point, that the momentum in women's basketball has been growing tremendously through the last several years. The work that Gino has laid in the platform, going all the way back to Pat Summitt with Tennessee, we're now seeing the fruition of that. The work that Kobe did, you know what I'm saying, prior to his passing, has allowed women's basketball to start. The fact that these young women are making more money now in college than they will make in the professional league is wild.
It speaks to that, yeah.
But on the flip side of that, I think that it's a change of the guard coming. I don't know if anybody has watched any women's basketball in the last couple of years. The WNBA be like that, high key. Like it's entertaining to watch some of the games that are going there. And granted, it's like what, 4.5 teams in the WNBA period. But at this point, it's like there are a lot of characters. And so I guess even to acknowledge
the Bill Russell era.
Further, I don't even want to talk no more. Go ahead to your point, bro.
It's the Bill Russell era, y'all. Right now they got 7 teams. You got Candace Parker coming in every year.
And I suppose there's going to be some GOAT that's going to come out of this era.
Yo, shout out to Candace Parker and Asia Wilson. Yes, they still are dominant. Like, they can't help who they're playing against. They are dominating. All right, let me get to my next point real quick, man. I appreciate y'all for the women's college basketball because we don't really talk about it much. Yo, you want to shout out our Neo PJ? He just left a message. You want to read that? Well,
so I get PJ Morton, shout out to Dog says Angel Reese can't speak for the entire team and school, saying they're not going to the White House. She may have sat out, but they still going. Now I will say this: it was in context. It was asked of her on a podcast. Somebody was talking to her. Right. It was like, so what are your thoughts? And then that was taken out and blown.
It was a clip, yeah.
But at the end of the day, she can feel how she feels. And knowing who she is and what she represents to that team, if she wanted to press the issue and say, we're not going, they ain't going. But I say what they want. But I really believe that if knowing who she is and the leader that she is on that team, if they decide, yeah, nah, she ain't going, we ain't going, then they not going.
I think it went the other way, though. I think that she publicly may have said, like, okay, or they may have accepted whatever happened. Right. I think that they're going without Iowa being there. So moving along, but staying. Hey, Q, hold on real quick. Now this is my heart right here. What's up, sis? I love you and I miss you too. That's Kiawana right there. Claflin University's very own. But anyway, so real quick, moving forward, Dawn Staley, we brought her up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to drop something on you real quick, Big Cliff. Dawn Staley and South Carolina will be playing Notre Dame in a historic game in Paris next season. Monday, November the 6th. They are scheduled to face off. I'm sorry?
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, they're scheduled to face off and open up the the women's NCAA season. Your thoughts on that? But first, before I get your thoughts, can you please cue up a round of applause for my girl, Dawn Staley? Like, honestly speaking, everybody do give her flowers, but I want to take this chance and this opportunity to give her flowers. A leader of young women. She propels them to be successful in their lives, not just their careers. And she's doing this for the sport, yo. Shout out to Dawn Staley.
She putting on.
And not to mention, she was a guest star on Martin. Y'all cannot never forget that episode. Whoever's out there, y'all can't forget that episode of Martin. She was and she washed. Her and Lisa Leslie and them and Cheryl Sweet washed Martin in them. So with Eric Gordon, y'all know what time it was. But yeah, go ahead, bro. Your thoughts on that?
First of all, allez, je m'appelle Jérôme. Bonjour, basketball. Now it's dope, and as I mentioned, and it literally to the point that you just made, the game of women's basketball has increased, and its platform, its footprint is widening. It's similar to the effect that the Michigan squad had on men's basketball when it brought and assimilated Black culture into the game of college basketball. But it's happening with the women, and it's
the quality is elevated.
Culture as a result. And so the overall experience is being elevated so much so that it's gaining worldwide perspective. This is huge for their sport. It will do nothing but continue. Once you start, because like men's basketball and even the NBA has international players. We've talked several times before about some of the lore or the allure of the game to some of our international players. When they start getting some 12-foot Latvian women to come and play instead of them playing volleyball or whatever else they do, then you'll realize the impact of what Dawn Staley has done for this game. So shout out to them. I'm going to drop Kia.
Yeah, real quick. So shout out to Kiwana. Yeah, Kiwana said Iowa is where the Democrats use a lot of resources, and it's also helped determine how that candidate will lead. So that's a great point with this
playing chess while everybody is playing chess.
You know what I'm saying? But also that I did not think about that, but that is a great angle and perspective because, of course, as a nation, trigger happy, we're like, oh, race. You know what I mean? But it could have been a bigger game at play. Now
it's not even about the race; it's about them voters.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right. So
2024 around the corner. Now that shot. That's that.
Alexis is younger, and we showed his comment, his most recent comment, some love. But I'm gonna do the honors, Big Cliff. It's DAWN. All right. It's Dawn, bro. It's Dawn. All right. Nah, because I gotta get on my boy because.
Yo, I wouldn't go say nothing
because he's doing this on purpose to get under my skin, bro. You gotta understand this. But go ahead, Big Cliff. Shout out to Dawn Staley.
Dawn. Not Dawn. Dawn. This guy here. Listen. I don't even know what to do at this point. You got it. What was your next point, man? I'm good. Like.
All right. Okay.
Anything you got? Go ahead.
When we doing it?
Now.
Top Golf. I'm saying.
Oh, yo! Shout out to Top Golf, yo. So Charlotte, we're going to be putting on something coming up soon. Stay tuned. We're going to Top Golf just to kick it, but because I saw your face, it's like, wait, we having a show at Top Golf?
Yeah, exactly. Hold on.
No, but I am going to have a trivia coming up really soon, you guys. What we're looking to do, we're going to have some NFL trivia NBA and NFL trivia leading up into the NFL draft. We're going to have weekly competitions. Each of the winners from the weekly competition will move on to the next round. And I'm not even going to, I'm going to put that up in a second. And so from there, we'll have a grand championship round. It'll be 3 questions ranked on their difficulty. The ultimate prize pack is being put together, but it's going to include some Carolina Sports Talk swag, possibly some Crux Media swag. We've got a paint by numbers kit that's going to be coming to us from one of the dopest artists in the Charlotte area, man. And so much more is being put together into this ultimate prize pack. And so again, You guys keep your eyes open, keep them peeled. We'll put the information out for that soon for signups. So if you feel like you are an aficionado or you've got like some certain knowledge with the game of basketball or some trivia with NFL, go ahead and hit us up. Again, Cliff at CarolinaSportsTalk.net, and be on the lookout for the trivia nights coming up real soon.
Absolutely. Do you want to go ahead and give Pip his attention that he's looking for, bro? Please, if you can, real quick. Because honestly, the other comment from Jonathan Sellers, let's talk about it. I think that's my man from high school, bro. I think that was our kicker. No?
Nah, that's my fan from Ron and Oberg way, man.
The name is similar. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to you though, Jonathan. What are we talking about? When we talk about it.
Context.
Right. But it's dope.
Dog, anything you want to holler to people before we slide out of here, bro?
Like there's a lot, but I'm just forgetting in the moment because we're live. But shout out to everybody. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please, por favor, and thank you. Gracias.
You mixing anywhere?
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Are you mixing anywhere soon? Coming up soon? Like,
real quickly. Okay, yeah. You said anything that I want to announce. Shout out to my spring 2008 line. They are. What's up, Big X? My profile.
Hey, yo,
Big dog.
Shout out to the 05 bros.
So Spring 08 is going to be celebrating their Q-versary on April the 15th. So shout out to them. And shout out to the Anita Baker concert that I'm going to Mother's Day weekend out there in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. At the Dreamville.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yo, appreciate all y'all, man. Love you too, Kiawana. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, man, we appreciate every one of you guys for tuning in on YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Next time, tell your smart speaker, play Carolina Sports Talk. You can hit us up on the Carolina Sports Talk line, Cliff at CarolinaSportsTalk.net, or to be a part of the show, hit us up on the Facebook group, Carolina Sports Talk Talks Back. We appreciate you. We love you. And until next week, peace. Nah, but see what I was doing, I was on the thing and I was telling them, and I was like, up in it. It'll be about 3 minutes. I don't know.